music for Egypt. Nile FM.
With us in the NileFM studio, our guest on the Big Drive today is a Deputy Country Director at the British Council in Egypt and also leads the cultural engagement programs. She oversees business development, EDI, in case you don't know what that means. It's equality, diversity and inclusion, security, risk and safety. With over 17 years of experience as a development economist, she's worked in Egypt, the USA and the UAE, specializing in development policy and strategy, advising governments and NGOs, fostering connections, trust and understanding between the UK and Egypt by building cultural bridges through key programs in English education and arts. She's also very passionate about youth and women empowerment and has dedicated her career to these causes. The British Council is celebrating their 90th anniversary, and to celebrate right here on Nile FM, with us in the Nile FM studio, we have Deputy Country Director Donya Hassan. Hello.
Hi Zeinab, hi Sami.
How are you?
It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm fine.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Yes, thank you. I've always been a huge fan for your show. And I'm really happy that I'm here with you today.
Well, we're happy that you're here as well. And a little birdie told us you have a dog named Lucky.
Oh, yes.
Right. Has Lucky lived to its name?
Actually, yes. You know, I think it's something about dogs and the positivity they bring. But yes. I'll tell you a secret that only me and him know. He's the most beautiful dog in the whole world.
I love that. I love that.
I love that.
So we wanted to we wanted to ask you. So people know about the British Council for its English courses, IGCSE exams, etc. What other important areas or programs does the British Council provide?
Well, Sami, that's an important question indeed. The British Council is known for its English teaching courses and, exams, IGSE. But actually, we also have a department for culture engagement. Okay. Culture engagement is the main department that has several very interesting programs that fosters cultural relations and trust and understanding. Okay. Those include education, English and schools education, and arts like Culture Connects and creative economy. Through these programs, we work with different partners, with the government, with NGOs, with local civil society. Yeah, and we work on youth empowerment opportunities and programs. We work on cultural and arts programs. We work with independent artists. We work with policymakers and the government. Yes,
it sounds super interesting.
Right?
I want to come work with you.
Because people just, it's true, they know that British Council is just courses, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not just about the courses. There's a lot more that there is to it. What I do want to know is, do you target specific groups with your programs and specific areas that you like to focus on?
Well, one of the main themes about us and one of our main values is inclusion, actually.
All right.
So, which means we target everyone. So, and specifically, of course, youth, marginalized communities, people with disabilities, marginalized communities like people not in the capital, like scattered in other governorates. Exactly. Okay. People who do not, have the same opportunities of privilege of other people. We try our, the best we can that everyone has equal opportunities in education, in culture, and we foster connections and trust and understanding between everyone. So we actually target everyone, and especially women and girls, of course, as the cornerstone and the most important.
Lovely.
We want to
hear that. But let me talk to you first about our schools education SEND program, which is SEND stands for Special Education Needs and Disabilities Inclusion. In case you don't like abbreviations,
I don't mind abbreviations.
Yes. And, like I said, our ultimate goal is always inclusion, and it's ensuring that all, in this case, all students and all schools meet the needs of all children in their community. So this is our ultimate goal, and so we advocate through the inclusion of children with special needs through this program, and we do this through different ways. So we promoted access through a campaign with UNICEF, and actually it was on your sister channel Nugum FM, one of the channels.
Okay.
Yeah, one of
Shout out to Nugum FM.
Yes.
Yeah, we had also a capacity building program in partnership with the Ministry of Education. We targeted leaders in the national system and public schools. And by the way, the promoting the campaign was in partnership with UNICEF. They were partnering with us in that, and we also trained teachers and we trained about 18,000 teachers this year. Yes, through both systems, through the Ministry of Education and Al-Azhar, because we are a very good partner with Al-Azhar.
Okay.
So we teach teachers, we train them on how to practice more inclusive practices to support students with special needs. So we think this covers, through the campaign, we target the parents, we target different stakeholders, and then there's the teachers, and then there is the leadership. And of course, this aligns with the government's priority, because the Ministry of Education, the government of Egypt, is really keen on that. It's one of the priorities of 2030 of the Egyptian government, to have an inclusive learning environment across Egypt. So this is one major program. We also support inclusion through arts. And
how so?
I like that.
Yeah, because arts is a platform. It allows expression.
Yes, it's very important. The
exactly.
arts.
It helps with the social unity and so on. And so we have different programs through what we call the Culture Connects program. And I don't know if you've heard about the Hakawi Festival, the DCAF.
Yeah.
DCAF just ended October and November. So we actually partner with the UNIC, the European European partners in that, and there were several programs. The one called Akash Dadra. It's a difficult name.
You managed it.
Yeah, it's a UK theatre piece, and it's about someone who's dyslexic, and he created a dance piece called Marmar, and it talks about his struggle to spell his name properly, and how this affected his view of himself. So he created this little Marmar dance to tell the children and to show them the joy of discovering that what is wrong or kind of different about you is okay. So
I really like that.
I really like that as well.
That's so nice.
So things like that, and there is another play for autistic children, and another one for the disabled people to create a dance piece. So I love these things. I love
That's
to watch.
amazing, though.
Yes.
We want to get into that.
We were having a little conversation a little earlier on. It's just kind of seeped into here. We're going to delve into that a little further, but first we're going to head back to some more music. You got Halsey and Nightmare coming up next.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
With us in the NileFM studio right now, we have Deputy Country Director at the British Council, Donya Hassan. How you doing over there? You enjoying the music?
Yes, very much. I'm enjoying your company both. Yes.
The pleasure is ours. Now, a little earlier on, we were talking about the British Council being committed to expanding educational and economic opportunities for women and girls across Egypt. Now, can you tell us a little about that and what those initiatives are?
Yes, of course. I need to tell you something first, that, as I said in the beginning, we have different departments and different programs, but then we have cross-cutting themes across all programs. There are mainly two, and one of them is gender and the other is climate change. What this means is that in everything we do, we have to, like we take care of inclusion is in every aspect of what we do internally and externally, that the gender component is there and is accounted for in every single program and activity we do. So this is mainstreamed across everything, but then we also have specific programs targeted at women and girls to improve their capacities, their skills, and to ensure their inclusion.
Oh, what are those?
One of the examples is a center for an English training center in Luxor, which we're very proud of, because we have it. We are partners with Al Azhar in this, and being in Luxor in Upper Egypt, you know how this part of the country is kind of marginalized and not really in touch with opportunities that would be available elsewhere in the country. So this is a center that actually has seen a lot of success and demand, and we're really proud of. And we are always thinking of ways to, there are always requests to expand and open. So this is one
That's
center.
amazing.
Yes, because when you teach women and girls their English, you teach them, that you give them a tool that will be able...
For opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Especially Luxor is a touristic city.
Yeah.
So it helps a lot in that.
That's very true.
Yes. And then we have other initiatives targeted to women and girls. Women and girls. So we have a project which we are doing in partnership with the GIZ, the German Development Cooperation Organization, and it targets, although it targets youth, so it's inclusive youth empowerment program, but within it there are some activities that are targeting specifically women. For example, Bannura, which is in Bani Suef, and it's been teaching women and girls there the craft of soap making.
Oh, wow.
And yes.
Interesting.
And there is a story, kind of a sad story behind them.
We want to hear it.
Really?
We want to hear it.
They are widowed women.
Okay.
And so this project provided them with the skills and crafts necessary to they are family, they are carers for their families, so they are the sole source of income for their families. So actually this was a very important.
That's amazing.
Yes. And there is also another program that targeted visually impaired girls, and taught them how to do perfume making, which is
scent.
Actually,
Wow. I think that's
Yes.
really a really cool one to have.
Yes, this one was called Grow. So so this was also another community program. Other than that, we do we had Women in STEM scholarship scheme, where through this we sent 20 amazing scholars abroad in UK to have their scholarships in STEM fields. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So empowering them to be the next scientists, Sami. Women scientists.
Power to the women, seriously.
I love the fact every single time that comes up, she's got to direct.
She's looking at me. She's looking at me.
Did you hear that?
I'm all for it, definitely.
Just in case you didn't hear that, just double check.
I'm all for it.
Yes, and last, but this is actually very important, because whenever you do something, sustainability is an important element. So we teach gender and disability we give training to youth in different communities, so they are able to provide trainings to their communities about how to include gender inclusivity in their work within their initiatives, within their either they are working in whatever the field is.
They're in.
Exactly. And they come from different governorates all over from over Egypt, and around 10% of the participants are also people with disabilities and women themselves. So they are both women and people with disabilities. So this is also part of the GIZ
These are some
program.
brilliant initiatives, to be honest.
See, I never knew the British Council had so much depth
To it.
Yeah, like I'm discovering new things about the British Council. This is amazing. I love this.
I think that all the initiatives, specifically the one with blind women, the idea of scent, because when you lose one sense, another sense is a lot stronger. So the idea of scent being it was Perfect.
This was done with the local organizations called Konna Anaya organization. And so we work with local NGOs. They are the
That's fantastic.
easiest way to, reach
People,
society, in depth of society and so on. And it's a great project. It was done in Alexandria. So again, we scatter around
All
Egypt.
over, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to delve more into these other initiatives, even though I'm
So
already impressed by
interesting.
these ones.
I know, right?
But first, we've got Megan Trainor and T-Pain, Been Like This.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
With us in the NileFM studio, we still have with us Donya Hassan, all the way from the British Council.
Yay. We were talking about partnerships earlier with the British Council. Now, we wanted to know, do you prefer to work alone or do you like to partner up with?
Well, Sami, the thing about our work and impact, actually, we want to create impact, and you can only do so much alone, So,
Yeah.
but I always. I have this cheesy statement. I say 1 + 1 = 3. Only partnerships. Yes.
I'd like to go with strength in numbers.
So we work through our partners.
That's amazing.
We work with our partners, and this is how we can expand our work. This is how we can reach new places we haven't been before. Dive really into the societies and so on. And I'd like to say a shout out to our main partners and the GIZ and the UNICEF and the Sawiris Foundation, Gemini Africa, Drossos Foundation. And actually, I don't want to miss anyone, but we've had amazing
That's a lot.
work.
Lot of partners.
Very cool partnerships.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the recent ones, this really recent year. But we've worked with everyone. I mean, I don't want to say everyone, but we've worked with a lot of amazing development partners.
Well, it's funny you say that, because the next question was going to be, could you give us examples
You've
of
done
these
it.
partnerships? Is there anyone you've left out? Just anyone at all?
Well, let me just tell you that how this works is like we have stakeholders, like main partners, like the government, of course. So we work with the Ministry of Education, both. So we have the higher education and technical education, and then there is the Ministry of Culture, a very, very strong partner with us, and the creative economy programs. We have the Ministry of Tourism recently, Ministry of Planning. So we work with them, the policy level. We have, of course, the Azhar as a main partner with us, also Ministry of Communication recently, and then there's civil society, like the local ones, like the ones I've mentioned, and different programs we have, and those, they allow us to reach more communities and extend support to underserved areas, and really give us the opportunity to make tangible impact across it. We cannot work without them. And then there are, of course, our European partners. I did forget some people.
It's all right.
The UNIC network, the whole UNIC network with all the with all its lovely European partners, and there are numerous partners within the art network, because in our Culture Connects programs we work with artists, independent artists. We work with
a lot of creatives, I would think.
Exactly, and entities that supports those artists. We work with you mentioned creative economy. We work with creatives and creative makers,
the list seems endless.
I know, right?
Right?
Yes.
We're going to talk about the inclusive values in projects, whether they're just external or internal, what is going on there. But first, we're going to head back to some more music. Coldplay and Eliana are up next. We Pray.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.
Now, I'm going to put it out there. I'm a little bit jealous of you, Donya, right now, because you just told me that you went to a Coldplay concert.
Yes, it is an amazing experience. Yeah.
Not jealous at all. I'm fine. I'm totally okay. I have yet to go to one, but I'm not.
I haven't been to a concert in years.
Sami, this is not about you.
Remember women. Yeah?
This is about women, right?
It's about the women. Okay. Right. So earlier on, you were talking about inclusivity. So we wanted to know the inclusivity values and methods. Are they all external projects, or what exactly are they?
Actually, Sami, we do walk the talk. So
Nice.
so it is, as I said, when I said it was a very important part of our values, it's a main value to be inclusive, and you will see it in everything we do. So it's in our emails, it's our it's our interview panels. So the interview panel has to be inclusive.
Yeah.
It's in the way we plan our parties, events, and everything. And actually, to make sure that this is constantly there and that employees are reminded with the importance of that. We always, we have different courses and workshops and celebrations, I will call them. So, so for example, we had, I'll give you very recent examples.
Okay.
Like we had a sign language training session.
Wow.
Which was delivered by very fantastic lady, and it was organized by our teaching center, and it was open for all staff, of course, but the teaching center specifically, because sometimes we do get clients that require people who understand
sign language.
Yes.
So everyone, staff from the customer service, staff from the teaching center, staff from the programs, everyone would attend. And it's really interesting. We had another, this was regional cluster thing about hard of hearing and deaf awareness workshop, and it was a workshop, and it was also the aim was to provide insights into this community and to learn how to make the workplace more inclusive and welcoming. We try to we are now in talks about how to include more, use AI techniques.
Okay,
to help make our workplace more, equipped. It's because actually it helps a lot with making it easier for some people.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yes, and we had an autism week where we celebrated.
That's really nice.
And there. Plenty of examples, and also for women, Sami, we celebrate Women International Day, and during the Women International Day, we invite everyone from each program, from all the staff, and to present, stories, and we actually include a bit of external here. So we do invite people from our partnerships, like the civil society and so on, and highlight stories, successes.
And that sounds amazing.
Yes.
That sounds like a whole lot of fun. Now, with having known all this information, and Sami obviously hearing the part that we wanted him to hear, if you could describe the British Council in a sentence, what would that sentence be?
A real interview question, Zeinab. Thank you for
that. It'd be a cool way to, end to this, right?
Well, I would say a British Council inspires connections and opportunities worldwide through education, culture, and arts. I think this is really what it's about.
That's beautiful. I don't think you can. Yeah. Perfect.
I think, I have nothing to add to that. I'm quite impressed because I didn't think you'd be able to do it in a sentence, and you did. That's very impressive work right there.
That.
Last but not least, if someone is interested in contacting the British Council for any of these programs at all, how do they do that? How do they get in touch?
Well, they can do that through various ways. They can do it through our website and through our social media channels. We are on Facebook and Instagram. And they can just walk into one of our offices. We have plenty of offices. We have one, the main one in Aguza, Nile Street.
Yeah.
We have one in City Stars above the movies, the cinemas. And we have another one in Heliopolis. We have one in Alexandria.
You're everywhere.
We are.
Yes. List is endless.
I know, right? Discovered so much about the British Council today.
That's amazing.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us on the show, Donya.
Same here.
Hopefully it's not going to be the last.
I hope not.
If Sami forgets anything, I'm going to pick up the phone and give you a call and be like, you know what? Remember that thing we were talking about? You forgot about it. You've got to do one of those call-ins.
Yes,
a gentle reminder.
Yes, do that. Thank you, Zeinab.
We've got to leave, but you know what? There's more music on the way for you, and it's Thursday, so it's all about feel good Thursday with Simon Ramsden. You do not want to be going anywhere and you do not want to miss out on that. Chainsmokers are up next with Kills You Slowly.